All right, let's dive right into your tech pulse for the week. We've got a ton to cover today, from some seriously cool new hardware and a huge debate about the future of work, all the way to a deal that's so good you're going to want to act fast.
I know, it sounds like way too much for one day, right? But that's just how fast things are moving in the tech world. So let's jump in and see what's going on.
First up, if you're even kind of thinking about getting a new phone, you'll want to pay attention. There's some really exciting new hardware coming up that should definitely be on your radar. Okay, take a look at this, the upcoming Infinix Note 60 Pro. And yeah, it's pretty obvious they're taking some notes from Nothing's design book, especially with that Glyph interface on the back. But the real story is what's inside. We're talking a super smooth 144Hz OLED display, which means scrolling and gaming are just going to feel amazing. A powerful Snapdragon chip and a monster 6500 milliamp battery with crazy fast charging. This thing is shaping up to be a beast. So, what's it going to cost? Well, the word on the street is it'll land somewhere between 25 and 30,000 rupees in India. And for that set of specs, that's going to be a seriously tough phone to beat. And it's not just Infinix making waves. MediaTek's just launched two new powerhouse processors for the whole world. You've got the top-of-the-line Dimensity 9500S and the premium 8500. You're going to see these pop up in the next phones from huge brands like Oppo and Poco, so get ready for a big jump in performance all around. Okay, let's switch gears. We've talked about the hardware in your hand, but now let's talk about a conversation that's sending some serious shockwaves through the tech world, especially if you're a software developer. So this quote from the CEO of the AI company Anthropic has just completely blown up online. He's saying some of his own engineers aren't even writing code themselves anymore. They're just telling the AI model what to do. And that one comment has kicked off this massive global debate. But here's the part that really got everyone's attention. He predicted that we are just 6 to 12 months away. That's it. From AI models being able to do most of what a software engineer does today. That is an absolutely wild timeline.
So what does this all mean? Well, on one side, you have this pretty alarming claim that AI is going to make a lot of software jobs just disappear. But the other side of the argument is that, you still need a human brain with creativity and problem-solving skills to actually use these tools effectively. It seems the future might be less about replacement and more about partnership.
So, what's the big takeaway from all this? The advice is pretty clear. If you're a software professional or you want to be one, you need to start learning how to work with these AI tools, like right now. Being able to adapt isn't just a nice skill to have anymore, it's becoming absolutely essential. And speaking of adapting and making things better, let's move from a potentially scary future to a fantastic upgrade that's happening right now. For all my Android users out there, a feature we have been wanting for ages is finally here.
We've all been there, right? Trying to share files between Android devices has been, well, a pain. It's clunky, it's slow, it's just a headache. But Google's new solution, which is basically their version of AirDrop, is now live on the Pixel 10 series, and it's rolling out to all Android phones very, very soon. This is a game changer for just making everyday life easier.
And while we're talking practical tech, here's another really cool development, especially in the Indian market. For the very first time, the huge Indian brand Boat is getting into the dashcam game, which has pretty much been dominated by international companies until now.
And they're launching with 3 different models right off the bat. You've got the E1, which is a great entry-level option. Then there's the M1 in the middle, and the F1 is their high-end model with all the bells and whistles, so plenty of choices depending on your budget. Now, to be fair, established brands like Cubo and 70mi might still have a bit of a tech advantage for now. But the real story here, the big news, is seeing a trusted major Indian brand stepping up to compete in this space. And that's just fantastic for everyone. Okay, we've covered a lot, but I saved the most urgent news for last. If you've been waiting for a truly killer deal on a great phone, you need to listen up right now. So this all started with a crazy lightning deal on the Nothing Phone 3. The price was an unbelievable 9,899 rupees. It was absolutely mind-blowing, but it was gone in a flash. Most people who saw it couldn't even get their order through in time. And you're probably thinking, okay, why are you telling me about a deal that's already gone? Well, because while that specific offer is over, something new has popped up that might just be even better because you can actually get it. Okay, here it is. For the very first time, 3 separate massive offers for the Nothing Phone 3 are all stacking at the same time. You've got a 30,000 rupee coupon, a 10,000 rupee extra bonus on your trade-in, and a 13,000 rupee card offer. Having all 3 of these work at once, that's never happened before. And when you add all that up, the Nothing Phone 3 becomes, without a doubt, the absolute best phone you can buy today in that 30,000 rupee price range. At that final price, it just crushes everything else in its class.
So, from new hardware and wild AI predictions to simple software fixes and incredible deals, the tech world is just flying. It really leaves you with a big question to chew on. With all this change, which of these leaps is actually going to matter most in your life? Thanks for tuning in.